Hi, it's Amanda. Welcome to my channel. I recently uploaded a video talking about my growth plateau between months 15 and 18 post Big Chop. Then yesterday, as I was sitting there, absolutely exhausted, styling my hair late into the night, I was reflecting on all of the sacrifices I have had to endure since starting my healthy, happy, natural hair journey. Yes, there are lazy natural shortcuts here and there, but my pain points lie mostly within the styling and maintenance process, which are all the more pronounced these days as we start to open back up, slowly emerge towards the end of the pandemic. And I'm talking from personal experience because we have taken a lot longer to reintegrate. No matter what, if I want an easy, tangle-free wash day next week and confidence throughout the next week that I am putting forth my best hair, my time, energy, and attention is required. No matter first trimester exhausted, sick in any other form, regular person tired, or just busy and managing dependents, my kids. Perhaps you can argue that I really don't have to be so dramatic with my rules and regulations for maintaining my hair. But you know what? If I want this particular hair to be long and healthy and happy, in my particular situation, it's required. And this is based on experimentation over the last 18 months. I was ecstatic to discover originally that it took under 40 minutes to style my wash and goes, maybe even closer to 20 at times. Regardless of the 2 days of dry time, I could style my hair and leave. That was gonna be my lazy natural hairstyle. But instead, over the next 3 months, my hair erupted in a tangle of single strand knots. It dried out, and instead of giving me exciting lengths I had otherwise been achieving every 3 months, I experienced my first growth plateau, as my hair broke off as quickly as it grew. And the knots are bold and insane, driving me to snip 6 inches of hair in way too many cases. Brought me back to when I was transitioning, pregnant, and worrying as I approached my due date. What would I do if I went into labor during wash day? How would I protect my hair? So in addition to my fear of delivering a basketball from a gurgle cup, I had to worry about my delicate transitioning hair and how I would care for it in the hospital and out of the hospital as I recovered and could hardly move. Well, here I am again, 12 or 13 weeks pregnant at this point, and planning on how I will prep my hair for delivery and potentially a missed wash day 6 months from now. Channel or no channel, I would likely be putting in the same effort, but now I have a platform where I can think out loud, and that's exactly what I'm doing. Now, don't get me wrong, and if you do, keep it to yourself. I am proud of my hair. I love my hair. But in the end, I'm proud of it because this is truly organically grown, maybe no blood, but definitely some sweat and tears, bootstrap growth. So in this video, I'm gonna talk about the other side I mentioned here and there, but have never consolidated into one video. So here are about 8 hair struggles I experience in my day-to-day life on account of my need to properly take care of my hair. Number 1. Because of my routine with Aiden now in school and a 2-year-old at home, wash day again takes me all day because I have to split it into so many steps. I get started at 8 a.m., but I'm still likely finishing it that night. Prepoo for at least 30 minutes, including a workout. 30 minutes to shampoo and apply deep conditioner. I brought the time down on that quite a bit. At least 45 minutes with heat. 25 minutes to apply my leave-in conditioner, ideally an hour leaving my leave-in conditioner in my hair, then an hour to an hour and a half to style, then 4 hours under a dryer or 2 days air drying with various hats and silk scarves. On wash day, I'm forced to skip my highly needed nap as I struggle with an exhausted pregnancy, and that in itself is a huge sacrifice. This past wash day in particular was among the worst, as my braid and curl took approximately 2 hours and 15 minutes in total, and I finished around 11. I was exhausted that entire day, but I had to keep pushing through. Unfortunately and fortunately, I actually really liked my braid and curl, which you're now seeing. This is day 3. Day 1, I loved it. Then I slept for like 12 hours the next day to make up for being so exhausted the day before, and it's not the same anymore. So I had 1 good day out of it, 2.5 hours to style. And I mean, it's fine now, but it's not the same way. You'll see that video on Tuesday. I actually really liked it on day 1. Also, I thought worth mentioning, when Aiden realized I was dropping him off at school on wash day, he reminded me as I hugged him goodbye not to come pick him up looking crazy, reminding me to wear a hat if needed. And the boys got a point. Number 2, I touched on this. But because I've had to cut out wash and goes, my only option is to, at a minimum, spend 1 hour styling my hair every week. I can't just wash my hair and be done with it. And on a weekly schedule, it's actually a lot. As I mentioned in previous videos, my sister has multiple fatigue and chronic illnesses. She literally could not maintain healthy natural hair, especially because hers is even more prone to dryness than my own. And I get it. She loves huge afros. That would be her go-to if it was up to her. But a huge afro needs care, moisturization, and deep conditioning at a minimum. I'm having a hard enough time caring for my hair while just pregnancy tired. And it just makes me think. My favorite set is braid outs because they take the least amount of time, but it's still at least an hour, and it takes longer to dry than twists. My sister, for one, doesn't have the energy to do any of this stuff, so she is forced, and also she doesn't mind it. She likes it, in fact. She has her head shaved, and that's pretty much her only option at this point. Number 3, I have had to choose between doing what's best for my hair as I try to prepare it, and that will be keeping it in protective styles in the form of braids or twists all week, or wearing it out the way that I actually really, really like it. I have chosen the latter, but it will only make the process slower as I risk more knots and more tangling. I recognize protective styling with a wig would be an option, but I just don't have the skill, and I really prefer to wear my own hair. I have tried the wig thing, I'm not good at it. Number 4, I big chopped in February 2020, meaning I have largely spent my post-big chop life in isolation with my family as we locked down just a month later. It is only recently in 2021 that we have started seeing other people outdoors. And now that Aiden has again entered kindergarten, I am meeting strangers more, and I now have to be in front of people on a daily basis. My hair is a real consideration for me these days. If I have a school thing, even a Zoom parent board meeting, I want to look my best, and you really have to plan for that. I used to have 3 to 5 days a week where no one would see me, and it gave me more freedom than I realized. And yes, I had Zoom meetings with work, but I would often use the excuse that my video's not working, or I don't know, I could do something to conceal my hair. But now that's not an option, and also people are seeing the back of my head for the first time in a really long time, and I have to actually take care of the parts back there, which is new. Number 5, this past summer was my first one natural and outside for prolonged periods of time. And therefore, it was my first time experiencing the horrors of humidity and heat on shrinking hair. My hair is naturally frizzy on top of this. And this was something I noted probably in a video in May or so that I was going to have to start accounting for. So this summer, when I went out into the sun, which was daily, I had to wear a hat to avoid looking like Medusa 20 minutes into the humidity. It's not a huge sacrifice, I'll admit, but as I said, I like my hair and I like the freedom to wear it out and to have it, look relatively similar when I get home. I don't equate having to package and cover my hair with putting on sunglasses because it requires more effort, and in the end, it does squash my curls and make them a little bit less wearable throughout the week, and they lose definition. I mentioned the sunglasses thing because as I was thinking about this, I was like, it's no more than just putting on sunglasses, and that was just not true. Number 6, this hasn't happened, but it's something I've thought about. What if I get something in my hair on a Tuesday and wash day is Thursday? Or even worse, I get something in my hair on Sunday, like snot from a child, or tomato sauce, or I don't know what people get in their hair. But my point is, I wet a twist out, braid out, it's sort of done for the week. I guess I could pull out a particular section if it's only one section of my hair, rinse it, retwist it, re-dry it. But my overall point in this one is that I can't just quickly do things with my hair midweek. If I have a failed style, or worse, a failed wash day with products that disagree with my hair, I can't just redo it because of the styling burden and the fact that it would take me pretty much an entire day. And literally wash day is something that I have to plan into my weekly schedule. Number 7, single strand knots. They suck. Not much more to say about that. And the only way to truly get rid of them is to cut them, then keep my hair tucked every day so they can't possibly form. Number 8, more and more, I'm just about passing out by the time I go to bed, and I'm less able to prep my hair properly. I'll always have a satin pillowcase, but my hair normally requires more. So I go to bed each night, never knowing what I'll look like the next morning. What my hair needs in prep also seems to change every several months or so. And recently it's been requiring more, but I haven't had the time to put in to figure out what exactly is needed. And even if I were, I feel like I wasn't going to be able to satisfy it because I'm so tired at night. I'm sure I have and will encounter other things I have to struggle with, but my point is, my natural hair requires consideration, time, planning ahead, strategizing, care, and anything else involved in pretty much raising a dependent that you want to thrive. These struggles, I guess, have always been there since I went natural, but it's really only now that Aiden is in school and I have more out-of-the-home obligations that it's really becoming more apparent and more of a struggle. Now, I'll admit, as I was thinking through this video, it sounded a little whiny, and I contemplated whether or not I should even post this video. But it's my platform, these are my thoughts, and I'm curious to know if other people have felt or feel the same way. I'm still new to this, and I suspect as I become more expert, I'll figure a lot of this stuff out. But I'm here today in the now, and these are my struggles, and I wanted to share them. I have to work on my hair, whether I'm tired or not. I have to account for it in many situations. And while I really do love it, this is not a wash and go on with your life situation. I can spend 3 days on a style, 1 washing and setting, 2 days drying, and it can be a disaster. I can't just brush it out and try again. I'm stuck for the week. I just have to put my hair up and try again next week. What if I do this on a week where I have like an event? I mean, when do I ever have an event? But things happen. I know I mentioned this as one of my struggles, but it's the one that I feel the most as I drop off Aiden at school every morning. And I see all the other parents in messy ponytails and buns that I'm sure they just put in a matter of like 15 seconds maximum. And they might have done this because their hair might not have looked that great that morning, and they just had this quick, easy option. I don't necessarily have that. My option, I guess, is a hat. If I put my hair in a puff, not long enough for a ponytail yet, my hair will probably spend the next 5 hours naturally falling back to its hanging state once I remove that puff. So here we go. This was my pretty much stream of consciousness list and my thoughts as I begin to navigate natural hair life outside of my home. Is anyone else feeling this? Anyone else go natural at the start of the pandemic and now experiencing the struggle of having to reintegrate? Or am I just completely out here on my own? Let me know in the comments section, and please do let me know if you have any quick hairstyles I haven't tried that I can do on wash day. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you like my content and haven't done so already, please consider subscribing. Like, comment, and share, and I'll talk to you in my next one. Thanks, and have a good one.